I'm joined by the Managing Director of VMRCL, Mr. Maheshwar Rao. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here at CNN News 18. I have a very straight question for you. We have seen the revision of fares that have happened, and it has gone all the way up to 50%. But would we see, are you reconsidering revising the fares at various stages, because you have also increased the pricing at various stages between kilometers of how commuters will be using it?
No, I would just like to mention that the Bangalore Metro follows the Metro Rail Act, and accordingly there is a fare fixation committee which decides the fares. Now, the recommendations of the fare fixation committee typically take into consideration a lot of factors before they give a final view. So, the metro is then bound to follow whatever are the limits fixed by the fare fixation committee. So, at present, whatever has been given by them, which has already been published by us, is something which we are going to follow. However, what I could say is that in some cases where we found out certain discrepancies when we were implementing these fare recommendations, we have tried to make the necessary calibration to ensure that the people where there were some possibilities of jump etc. taking place, we tried to see if it could be corrected. This matter we took it up also and had a detailed discussion with everyone, all our stakeholders, and we hope that this will be something which will provide some relief to the passengers.
So you mentioned about a board, but is this decision of fare hike, is it done in the state or is it done in the center? That's what people need to understand and they want clarity.
I would just like to mention that the metros have always been envisaged as an organization which works on good professional standing and does its work to meet the needs of the customer. So it's a joint venture, and it's has stake of both state and center, and the board generally takes a lot of decisions, and of course representatives will be there who will be discussing the matter in detail in the interest of the city and the consumer.
But what led to the price hike?
I'm sure that if you look at it, the metro itself is an organization which requires to look after its own, manage its own affairs and financials.
Okay.
The cost of management of its stock, cost of management of its rolling stock, cost of administration, cost of security, cost of its manpower in fact, and electricity charges, all of them go into some way are factored in when a decision is taken on the fare hike. This is also done looking at what is in the interest of the passengers etc., and then a decision is always taken.
But there are a lot of petitions and a lot of talk that has happened, not just amongst people, commuters, but using social media as well. The state government, we have the Chief Minister Mr. Namma also talking about giving clarity, saying that these fares need to be revised where it has unduly been excessive.
Yes.
So those changes will be made, and where are these places that these changes are going to take place?
So in fact, this matter has been, of course, the Chief Minister has also mentioned this. He has in fact given this, asked us also to look at some of these aspects. The Honorable Deputy Chief Minister also has looked at it, and of course the board also in fact had a detailed discussion. Together we came to a conclusion that there is some scope for providing some corrections wherever, or some calibrations, or I would say there would be some scope for correction to be done within the overall ambit of the recommendations.
You figured that out only when the implementation took place?
Absolutely.
And not when the suggestions were being made?
I would just like to say that when some of the tweets came out, we wanted to see whether there is what are the issues and what could be the possible solutions in this regard.
While we are talking about Namma Metro, we are talking about Bangalore Metro, we also would not like to know about the yellow line especially. When is that when do we see that rolling out?
See, the yellow line is something where our civil work is completed. We are waiting for the third, fourth and fifth train sets basically, but even with 3 we think that we could be able to do some starting of the operations. We think that it should come by the middle of April or by end March is the present deadlines given by our agency which manufactures it. It's being done at Titagarh. So hopefully if that happens, we should be able to look at sometime towards the end of April or May if possible.
So that will also have the revised fares, what you have implemented right now?
These fares which have been done has been done taking into account both the existing operations of metro and the ongoing future operations.
Right. And last question I'd like to ask, as a commuter myself of Bangalore Metro, tomorrow when I get into the metro, would I see a change in fare when I'm going to swipe my card on the metro station?
I can't say whether you will see a change in fare, because about 30 to 35% of the people may see some change in the fares, but not everyone.
Right. So thank you.
But at least we hopefully will be able to provide that much of help to those commuters who are using the metro
And
regularly.
which will be these commuters largely?
People going to, I mean, most of them are either going to work or to school or.
I'm talking about the distances because it's marked on distances, the pricing. Am I right?
It would be, it can be in any price, it can be any distance range, but we think it would be between the 6 to 15 range. Maybe, I don't know, I would say that I cannot speculate on which range, but quite a lot of it would be between the 6 to 15 range would be what I think. We estimate that could be some benefit.
So your rollback of by what percentage are you looking at?
We are not looking at rollback as such. We are just doing a correction or a calibration, and we think that some of those cases where the jump was abnormal, they should be looking at up to. I am not saying every case will be every case in all the metro will not happen like that. We will see some corrections in the fares.